Hi guys, this is a really quick walkthrough of how I wood burned this font on this painted ornament. Alrighty, so first things first is I need to get the design onto the wood, so I'm going to use this graphite paper to quickly trace over the design, and that's going to transfer everything onto the piece of wood. I like to flip my pieces upside down to do this step because it helps reduce chances of me smudging any of the graphite onto the piece of wood. I'm just using normal handwriting pressure. I'm not like pressing down super hard with the pencil or anything. I'm just lightly tracing over it, just like normal handwriting. All right, so let's see how that looks. Yep, looks about right. So now onto the wood burning. I have my unit on at about a 6.5, and I'm just gonna put that off to the side. I'm gonna be using my large Skew Nib, except upside down. I know, spicy. So I like to use this nib upside down when I'm doing super small details or letters like this, because there really isn't a lot of room for error. So when I flip the nib upside down, I am just using the very tippy tip of the point to touch down on the wood, and that just gives me a lot of control. Like, this is a little Christmas ornament, so like I said, there isn't a lot of room for error. I have to go slow, and I need to be as precise as possible. So that's why I do it like this. This is a very slow process, so I'm going to speed up the rest of this, and I'm going to slow down when I get to the S at the end of berries, so you can see how I do curved letters. So like you saw with the B and the R, I'm doing the same thing here with the S. I do a little bit of the curve and then I turn the wood, and then I do a little bit of the curve and then I turn the wood. This part is in real time, and you can see, it's just very slow. You just got to piece it together little bit by little bit. Okay, so now that part is done, but I need to go back and add in all of the little serifs on the letters. So that's another reason why I really like this nib, because I can go in and add the tiniest little details and add those serifs at the end of the letters to make them pointy. I can't do that with any of the other nibs that I have. I can only do it with this nib because it's so precise. So now I'm going to go back and sand over my burn with this fiberglass sanding pen. This helps get rid of the overburn around my burn lines. So sometimes when you're wood burning, if you're wood burning too hot for the wood that you're using, you can get this brown halo around your burn lines, and that's called overburn. I don't like the way that looks most of the time, so I like to go in and sand it off, because then it gives me a really nice, crisp, clean looking burn, and that's what I really, really want. I like it to look neat, I like it to look professional, and I think that the overburn is a detail that I can fix, so why not fix it? Then to dust it off, I use this old jaggedy paintbrush to kind of get the bristles into the letters to get the sawdust out of there. And then finishing details always requires me to go back and re-burn some of the areas that maybe I accidentally hit a little too hard when I was doing the overburn, or the overburn made the letter look bigger than it really was initially. And now that I sanded off the overburn, then I can see the areas that need to be touched up. Does that make sense? So anyway, that's what I'm doing here. My burner, I had turned it really low. I turned it down to like a 4, so I wouldn't get any more overburn whenever I come back to touch up the letters. Here's the final result. I'm really, really pleased with it. I think it looks really good, really crisp. Obviously, you can tell that this was done not with a laser. It was done by hand because there are some imperfections, but I'm very pleased with it.